Welcome to another episode of the Go Flush Yourself podcast with Jared Kirk and Matt Milbauer. Hey listeners, I want to thank our sponsor, Bird Hunter Supply, your go-to for premium hunting gear at birdhuntersupply.com. This family-owned business run by a husband and wife team from Idaho is driven by their love for bird hunting, dog training, and the great outdoors. For them, hunting is a treasured family tradition. Think crisp mornings in the field and the thrill of the chase and those irreplaceable moments with dogs, family, and friends. They've built Bird Hunter Supply to share that passion, curating high-quality gear to help you create your own lasting hunting memories with your crew. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned hunter, Bird Hunter Supply has you covered with top-notch equipment from dog training tools to hunting apparel, backed by exceptional customer service to make your experience unforgettable. Best of all, they're deeply committed to preserving the wild spaces we love. When you shop at birdhuntersupply.com, you can choose at checkout to direct a percentage of your order to conservation powerhouses like Pheasants Forever, Ruffed Grouse Society, or Delta Waterfowl. Your purchase helps these groups protect vital habitats and sustain the wildlife that makes our sport possible, ensuring hunting traditions thrive for generations. Visit birdhuntersupply.com today, explore the carefully selected gear, and support a family-run business dedicated to both hunters and the outdoors. That's birdhuntersupply.com. Gear up, hunt with purpose, and help preserve the wild. Hey everybody, welcome back to the podcast. This is Matt Milbauer, your co-host. It's December. The holidays are barreling down on us like a rooster pheasant out of heavy CRP. And if you've got an upland addict on your shopping list, you're probably staring at a browser full of tabs wondering, did I really drop $3 on a vest he's been hinting at? Or I just give another box of shells? Well, good news. Jared and I built out a 2025 Upland Holiday Gift Guide. From stocking stuffers that cost less than a trip to the gas station hot box, to a couple big ticket items that'll make you a hero on Christmas morning. We're talking real world gear that we've used, abused, and actually like. Plus a few budget items that punch way above their price tag so you don't have to refinance the house to keep somebody smiling on Christmas morning. So grab a cup of whatever keeps you warm. I have my trusty cup of black coffee. Get your dog some water and let's go shopping. All right, before we get started, all links to these products are in the podcast description, so keep that in mind. Okay, let's start with the big one, Upland Vest. Now, your hunter that you're buying for probably already has a vest. And they know, and probably you know, a vest is so important to the hunt. You need the right pockets for shells and a place to hang your GPS tracker or like a training controller. You need room to carry water for you, for your dog, all the other things you carry with you, a first aid kit. And Jared and I, unanimous on this one, both use Final Rise vests. Now, there's a lot of good brands out there across the price range, but Final Rise is really what we love. There's different models of them, but you really can't go wrong with any of them that Final Rise produces. Jared, he has the premium one, the Final Rise Summit XT vest system. It'll set you back about $350. It's a modular beast and the right amount of compartments and MOLLE webbing to organize your gear like a pro without feeling like you're wearing a Christmas tree. Built tough for all-day comfort, it's one serious bird chasers swear by for public land marathons. But if you're hunting for a little bit more of a steal on a Final Rise vest, I run the Final Rise Legacy vest system. It's about $100 less than one Jared has. It has similar compartments, a little less MOLLE webbing, still enough for me to get what I want. But it is nice and lightweight still, obviously a little more lightweight than the XT. I think it's the sweet spot for not overpacking, but staying prepared for a big covey rice or that big rooster. We both got our vests as Christmas presents from our respective wives, and I'll tell you from experience, it's a top-tier gift for upland hunters. If you're going to grab yourself or a loved one a Final Rise vest this holiday season, check out our sponsor, Bird Hunter Supply, for a section of Final Rise vests. And just to make sure we're covering our bases, Bird Hunter Supply is our sponsor, and they do carry some of these items. And I would love if you went there first to see if they carry an item you're looking for. The rest of these, not sponsors. These are actual products that we use in the field. We're not getting any kickback for if you buy one or not, click on the link or not. I'm just giving you actual links to these products in the podcast description. All right. Next up, we have play sports. Play sports are an interesting one. They're easy to buy because they're pretty much one size fits all. You're not trying to find the right size like maybe you would with the vest. Training your bird dog starts with solid basics, and a place board is like the foundation for steady retrieves. No more chasing bumpers across the yard while the neighbors stare. The Cato Outdoors place board is the one I recommend. It runs around $75, and it's really the place board in my opinion. It's sturdy. It's a portable platform designed for building that place command that you can build so many other commands off of. I could go down a rabbit hole on place, but there's other podcast episodes we've done on that. Has a non-slip surface. It keeps your dogs focused during drills. These are really great for me. I use them a lot when my dogs are puppies. It just really focuses them right away, but I still use them as adults. I don't have to use them as much, but I could use them every single day in training if I needed to. It's really perfect for any upland handler prepping for the next season, or even just trying to make some things better for this season that we're roughly halfway through. It's compact enough to toss in the truck bed and tough to be for repeated sessions with your lab or even just your little cocker. That said, if budget's tight for you and you want reliability, this one's a mid-range winner, but no need for a clone when it's straightforward and effective. I've used similar setups to school my spaniels, and it turns chaotic fetches into crisp patterns fast. Your trainer Gifty will thank you with every bird that your dog flushes and retrieves the hand in the future after they've learned how to do that with a place board. The owner and founder of Cato Outdoors, Jordan Horak, has been on our show before. He's been on episode 33, so go ahead and listen to that if you want to learn more and you're curious. And this one's also available on Bird Hunter Supply. There will be a link, like I said, in the podcast description. All right, next up, if you're looking for something a little more artisan, check out the Roaming Hazards Valley Quail Call on Etsy. If you are in the West or travel to the West to the Valley Quail Range, you know how intriguing it is to, quote, talk to quail. This call is handmade and feels like a luxury item. No doubt your upland hunter will smile and start blowing sweet nothings to quail right after they open this gift. Now, there are cheaper, like plastic and I guess some wood mass-produced options, but this option on Etsy is my recommendation. I just think it's a really cool gift to open. It's handmade, it's high quality, it feels great in the hand, and it's not something that someone's going to usually run across and find on their own. So chances are, even if the person you're buying for already has a quail call, for Valley Quail, keep in mind, they probably don't have this one, or the one they have probably isn't as nice as this one. So they'll be really excited to get this one. All right, next up is gaiters. And I personally don't use gaiters. I'm not saying you shouldn't at all. You probably should, especially depending on the weather and what you're walking through. But Jared does. Because thorns, mud, snow, they don't care about your new boots or boots at all. So gaiters are the unsung heroes in keeping debris out and your stride steady on those rugged opener treks. Jared's pick for gaiters are the Outdoor Research Men's Crocodile Gaiters. They're around $100. They're waterproof Gore-Tex 3L shell with abrasion-resistant cordura on the front on the foot panel. Sorry, they have adjustable cam lock up top and replaceable instep strap that locks them down over your laces for all-day security. They're just 11 ounces a pair. So what does that make it? About 5.5 ounces each. They're breathable enough for hiking through the desert if you get sweaty, but tough to if you're walking through really tough brush. For a budget alternative, these are around $100. But for a budget alternative, there's some nylon gaiters from Cabela's for around $30. They've got the hook and loop closures and lace hooks, but not so much the premium fabric you'll find on the pair that Jared uses and recommends. But they're fine for kind of casual public land hunts. The link to the Outdoor Research one is in the podcast description. All right. Here's one that Jared and I both use: training dummies. Bird dogs don't train themselves, and nothing hones those retrieves like a dummy that mimics the real deal. Soft, scent infused, which is something I think you can add later. I've done it to mine later, and built to take a beating from eager mouths. Dokken, Dokken. Dokken's lineup starts with their classic pheasant dummy, which is probably where, maybe not where you want to start with a puppy because they're full size pheasant size. But if you're looking for a puppy, they make dove ones. They make smaller size ones as well, quail. But the classic pheasant one is great for your adult dog, especially like a lab. And they're about $15 a pop. I think they're a little more than that now, actually. It's got the lifelike weighted body for natural falls. They're really durable. I've beat the heck out of mine, and you can see the wear, but they still functional. The dogs don't care. And they hold scent, so you can actually inject scent into them as well. You can go for a deluxe deadfall trainer for around $25, and that's the actual canvas dummy with more realistic texture and reinforces handles for long tosses. But honestly, the basic canvas one's also good. So you can go for the canvas ones, are just a smooth kind of cylinder dummy, or you can get the actual bird-shaped ones. And the head on those is actually attached by a rope, so it hangs. And I remember listening to a podcast about these, and the head on these is hard plastic. And so the dogs don't like to hold it, like to hold that soft body. It's like a foam, really hard, thick foam, but soft still. And so it teaches the dog to grab the bird correctly in the middle of the body instead of like dragging it by the head or something. I've tossed these for some time for my spaniels, and they outlast the cheap foam knockoffs that tend to disintegrate after doing it one time in the pond or river. But the bird ones are great, and they look cool on Christmas morning when your giftie opens them. So whatever bird they like to hunt, or whatever size dog they have, or maybe age of dog they have, go pick one up. These are also on Bird Hunter Supply. Link is in the description. Next, this is something that Jared recently picked up. If you didn't hear in the podcast, his Springer got cut kind of right in the front, shoulder armpit area. So while his dog had a protective vest on, the vest couldn't cover that area. If it did, it would be too stiff and probably hinder the dog's movement. So Jared found a dog protector kind of t-shirt. It's not as thick as a vest, but it does provide protection there. And he also found that it has an extra use as well, and that's guarding them from burrs without restricting them while they're running. So it's the Nonstop Dog Wear Protector Shirt. It hails from Scandinavia. It's around, I think it ranges from $50 to $100, depending on which one you get. I'm not 100% sure on that price. You can check it out. It's ergonomic with breathable mesh panels, tough ripstop nylon for brush resistance, not proof, but resistance. Keep that in mind. You still probably want to run a vest over it. Adjustable straps for a custom fit on active breeds like your lab or your spaniels. Designed for pros in extreme conditions, it wicks moisture on hot flushes and zips easy for quick on and offs during breaks if needed. It doesn't provide the same protection as a Cordura vest, but it helps keep nature out of your dog's fur. And like I said, Jared runs one on his Springer's vests. Go ahead and check those out. That's a gift that a hunter may not have, but would find really useful. The difficult one with gifting this is getting the right size for their dog. So make sure you have that nailed down before you pick one up. All right, this is maybe my favorite gift for the hunter in your life. This could be not even someone who fishes. Is camps. This could be a gift for all of the above. But upland hunters, I find this is a great one, and that's the pocket knife. Now, the popular and well-regarded Benchmade bug-out pocket knife retails for around $300. That's a generous but appreciated gift for the hunter in your life. And while I'm not saying don't buy the bug-out, it is expensive. I'm actually recommending a clone. For a stocking stuffer, ideally, Walmart's Ozark Trail Slide Lock Folder is a near knockoff of the bug-out. It's well reviewed by owners and a bargain. I get this, only $9.97, about $10. They are sold out at Walmart often. So check your local Walmart out and see if they have any in stock. They have different colors. I have noticed that my local Walmart seems to have a bunch of the orange handle ones, which is great for us upland hunters. We love our orange. So they have some other colors as well. So check that out. But that's a great stocking stuffer. Another pocket knife option for a classic favorite that won't break the bank like that bug out might. Check out the classic red Swiss Army knife. You know what I'm talking about. They come in many colors now, but for a holiday gift, red is classic, and that would be my go-to. Many of us grew up seeing our dad have that as his EDC before EDC was a thing. It cut the twist ties off on our Christmas morning toys and may have cleaned our first quail. No one will be upset to receive one, even if they already have one, and that's key. I have one in my pocket right now. I have one in my truck. I have one in my desk drawer. I probably have others laying around. If I was gifted another, I would still be excited. They come in so many different configurations that you can buy big, small. They have different sizes. And like I said, I think that red is the classic one that you need to see under the tree on Christmas morning. If you know that your hunter has some different color preferences, feel free to go for that. The black ones look really sleek as well. But for me, like I said, red is where it's at. Another cool gift that's kind of outside the box, but I don't know an upland hunter I know that wouldn't appreciate it, is a membership to a nonprofit that supports conservation and the hobby and lifestyle they love. I'm talking Pheasants Forever, Quail Forever, Ruffed Grouse Society, American Woodcock Society, Ducks Unlimited, Delta Waterfowl, Backwood Hunters and Anglers, and there's more. And there's smaller ones, there's localized ones, all sorts of them out there. The big national ones, usually when you subscribe, it's 30 to 40, 50 bucks a year. That's for a year. And that's a great gift. They usually get, most of these, they get a magazine subscription. The ones I belong to, the magazines are high quality. There's good content in them. Like an annual calendar, stickers. Sometimes when you sign up, there's a giveaway like a hat or a bag or something. Those are great gifts if they're not already a member. That's the catch. If they're already a member to all of those or all the ones that they're interested in, well, it probably won't work for them unless you can steal their credentials and log in and renew it. But that's not as good of a gift as, renewing it as something new. So if they're not already a member, pick their favorite game bird species or maybe another org that they like and give them an annual subscription. They'll know that money went somewhere good to help something they love, and they'll get some throughout the year magazines and whatnot from that membership. So check that out if you're interested. It's kind of out of the box, but really a good gift. And honestly, if you're giving gifts if you have a group of hunters that you like, maybe a family, everyone in your family's into upland hunting and they're not members of, let's just say, Pheasants Forever, give them all the gift of Pheasants Forever. And then maybe that'll get them involved in the local chapter and not only help, habitat and pheasants and everything else that Pheasants Forever does. Just as example, it could be Delta Waterfowl, whatever they're into, but also give back to them in the sense that they can start helping that as well. Maybe they haven't discovered that feeling of giving back and that how much it really does do more than most other things for you. Anyhow, another gift idea there. All right, last one. If you're still stumped on what to get the upland hunter in your life, this is my final recommendation. And this was Jared's idea, and it's a good one. It's a surefire, safe bet. Shotgun shells. It may not be the most memorable gift. It's not something they're going to keep forever, but it will be appreciated and will get a smile. Now, I don't have a brand or specifics to recommend because everyone has their own favorites and their own specs they like. But if you can sneak a peek at what your giftee has already, buy them a box or maybe a case if you have the budget of exactly what they use. There's lots of specifications on shot shell box. You'll see the little numbers on top there. But at a minimum, here's you have to get a minimum. Be sure to get the same brand and type of shell that brand makes. The right gauge for their gun, 12, 20, 16, 28, whatever. Shot size, 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that. And shell length, 2 3/4 usually, or 3 inch. They may have like a 2.5 inch if they're shooting some vintage gun, and they may like 3.5 inch if they're a more power kind of guy or person. But make sure you have those things right at a minimum. Everything else, the hunter still won't be upset about if the load or anything's a little different. But those things nail down. That's going to do it for the 2025 Go Flush Yourself Holiday Gift Guide. If you have other suggestions for gifts, feel free to jump inside of our Discord channel. You can share stuff there with the folks in there. You can leave it on our social media and comments and let us know what you recommend or hope to see under your tree for Christmas this year. So whether you went with a big Final Rise vest, stuffed a few Dock and Dummies, and a fresh red Swiss Army knife in somebody's stocking, you're officially off the naughty list in the eyes of every bird hunter who opens your gift if you follow our guide. And remember, the best present you can give an upland hunter is more days in the field. So if all else fails, just hand them a box of their favorite shells, like I said, and say, Merry Christmas. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening to the Go Flush Yourself podcast. You can continue the conversation on our Discord server. The link is in the podcast description. You can also follow along with Matt and Jared on Instagram and Facebook. If you want to support the podcast, you can subscribe to the Go Flush Yourself on Patreon for the easy monthly cost of only $2. You can also check out our shop and pick up a Go Flush Yourself sticker, shirt, or other merchandise. All links are in the podcast description.